And now, The Bonfire with Big J. Okerson and Dan Soder.
Faction Talk Sirius XM 103. Two very fun guests in today. You can see them on their new season of Flatbush Misdemeanors, available for streaming now on Showtime, Hulu, and Amazon Prime. So proud of both these guys. Good friends Dan Perlman and Kareem Green joining us today.
Fuck yeah.
Stars of the show.
Fuck yeah. Streaming now.
Streaming now. Yeah, Kareem, you can talk.
I know. I didn't want to break it. I don't know the protocol.
Break it. There's no protocol.
Yeah, they really let us run wild. They're kind of idiots.
If you knew the stress inside of me.
Loosey-goosey.
Oh, yeah. We come into loosey-goosey when it's like, I got to do a real introduction. I'm like,
well, because some of them want when you do that thing where they're like, they give like a 10-minute intro.
Oh,
and you have to like pretend like you're not there. You know?
Yeah, that's what you know. I want to just jump in like, what?
Yeah.
The most awkward thing is when the only thing they're promoting is like their social media. And then you just go, it's like,
I'm about to leave now.
So but when your first thing is just like, because you can follow them online at Kareem Green. It's Kareem Green.
That's the new clubs and colleges.
Yeah.
It's social media.
But that's the funny thing is, I think I did something else with you. I think it was probably Skank. And then you was like, you want to, he was like, you want to promote something? I was like, I got nothing.
That's so funny.
He was like,
what dates you got coming up? What dates you got? None. He goes,
come on down to Footprints.
My favorite intro someone told me recently was Ronan Hirschberg.
Yeah.
So he said he got introed years ago. His only credit was Laughs on Fox at the time. He tells the host, and the host goes up and he's like, all right, this next guy, he wants you to know that he was on Laughs on Fox.
that's really funny.
He wants you to know is so brutal.
He would like you. He'd like to tell you that
this dickless little boy.
I was told specifically to tell you that he's on Laughs on Fox, and none of you will ever do that.
Dan Perlman and me will always share. He sent me an audio he just took in an open mic once of a guy, and it has spread so much in the world.
I saw Brian Six last night.
Shane, I was just on tour with that Burt Kreischer tour.
Yeah.
Shane, it came up like 3 times. The thing I play I still have it in an email from Dan. It's the best thing ever.
Bill Clinton.
Well, there was this guy.
Yes, he always loves Bill Clinton.
Yeah, there was this guy. He was like holding court outside the mic. He was one of these like older guys who was like, "You kids are doing it wrong."
Oh,
what you have to do. Well, you have to. This is how you do it.
The back in my day guy.
Yeah, he's the back in my day guy.
Mike.
But we're at like Broadway Comedy Club at like 6 p.m. Like it's like crazy. And then he gets up and said, it's like a mesmerizing set.
It's mesmerizing
because it's like
I've heard it at least 4 times in Jay's car smoking weed.
Yeah, it's all like one sentence stream of consciousness. Like he'll kind of start at what he thinks is the punchline, and then it'll like word associate into a new bit.
It's jazz.
Yeah, it's very much jazz.
It's insane person jazz.
Me and Dan used to sit outside in a car, stand up New York, and just go. We'd bring like more and more ridiculous comedy things, and I'm not gonna.
That's right.
I brought. So Dan's very familiar with, because we bring the Steven Scott on a boat doing the impressions. Remember he does the impressions of the musicians?
To their face while they're playing guitar?
Yes,
We've watched that clip on this show.
We have drops from it
Yeah.
when he finished doing it. Will you have them?
He's like, so to explain to you, Kareem, this like he's on a cruise ship, right? And there's like a real band playing instruments, and this corny dude, Steven Scott's like,
he crunches up a story where he's like,
he does guitar noises with his mouth, where he'll be like, but he'll like act like he's playing the guitar. So this guy will be playing the real guitar, and then he'll walk up and be like, I got this, and it's an inflatable guitar, and he's like, and he's like, yeah.
Oh, he got a Michael Winslow in him?
Yes. That's exactly it.
He's like,
Yeah. And then he plays it, and then he does this smug shit where he's like,
back in my days, we didn't use instruments, we used our mouths.
Yeah, that's it. And he goes, we didn't have money for instruments. That's exactly what he says. Play the drop.
Oh, yeah.
So he does this. And he goes, oh, yeah.
So that's what he'll do.
Yeah,
He goes, I used to play the trumpet in my house. And you go, oh, what?
Oh, yeah. See what I mean?
I remember one you showed me where it was like, I don't know if it was like Australia's Got Talent or one of those.
Yep.
And it's a guy, he gets up and he just stole a bunch of like Billy Connolly bits or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he like goes to the finals, and then in the week in between, they caught him stealing all that.
What?
And so then, and then they have him
don't
go
even know
up.
this
He's got big
And
crazy teeth.
Yeah, and so they like shame him, and so like now you have to do your own material. So he goes up and does his own material, and it's like it just like bombs horrifically.
And he's been killing with Billy Connolly.
Yeah, with like
Just 1 week. Just 1 week. The first week he got one of those like the slow mo of the everyone cheering
standing
for him and
ovations,
shit.
and
Yeah.
the judges are like amazing. And then he bombs with his own shit. And then the judges, none of whom are comics, are like, you know what? Keep going. Keep doing other people's material. You know what? Yeah, your stuff is bad, and maybe you didn't write it, but you delivered it well. Like
You sold that joke.
They suggest they go, yeah, you're not going to move on, but like if you would have maybe just come and done other people's jokes again, maybe
Did
we
you try doing someone else's stuff like Bill Cosby? Or
But if you
he's
remember,
in a lot of trouble
it's
now.
very awkward the way his set goes. He bombs with his own material, and then he just sings "I
he
Started a
starts to
Joke"
sing,
by the
yeah.
Bee Gees,
He can't do 5 minutes, so he just sings for the last 2.5 minutes.
like a produced thing.
Wow.
I started a joke.
yeah.
I give him props for doing that though.
The balls on
You
that?
the bravery, you
Yeah,
gotta
to show up.
have
My favorite bombs.
Yeah.
From
On a television show.
Yeah, a top star, known top star.
Kareem, do you remember what was it, Uptown Comedy Club in Atlanta though?
Oh,
Is that what it's
I know
called?
that place.
There's one great bomb from there where they're filming something, and the guy, when he comes out, he's just eating it from the get-go, and then in the middle he goes, come on, y'all. He goes, you got to give me more than that. He goes, I'm going to reintroduce myself. This is like 5 minutes in. And he goes backstage and reintroduces himself. He comes back out, and the joke he walked off on, he goes, y'all broke, man? Y'all ever realize when you're broke? And they're like, someone's like, shut up, or whatever. He goes, no, y'all ain't going to do that. Come on, we're taping it. I'm going to reintroduce myself. And then he comes out, he goes, what's up, y'all? It's good to be here. Yo, who's all broke here, man? Ain't y'all broke? He just starts the same exact place again, which is funny.
Oh, watch out. That fucks with the mics.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all good. You remember the Sirius XM? It's terrible equipment.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
It's a
acknowledging.
fucking
You touch
$1 million
anything.
thing, and if you set your fucking water down too firm, it fucks
I
all
do
the
this on my
audio up.
podcast all the time.
I know.
No sense putting money
Trust me, it
into the
took
equipment.
7 years of us
Son
learning
of a
that.
bitch.
Of me putting my hand down and then being like, that
He's
fucked
like,
up
Dan,
the mic.
stop touching things.
Like you got. I learned that I can't even like touch the mic. I have to be like,
How dare you? Somebody already did it. Marcus Silva, you son of a bitch. I screen tested to be the guy in This Is Us with her. So he made it me hugging her.
it would have been huge.
We almost made out.
That'd have been hot.
So weird. So weird. But that guy at the Uptown Comedy Club,
You look very jolly.
when he's doing his thing, he goes, I remember it's like a minute apart. He goes, man, I'm from Oakland, man. I've been through worse shit than this. You all got to get me off this motherfucking stage. And they're like, boo. And he goes, you know what? I'm going to go.
He didn't even fight back.
Yeah. He's like, fuck, I'll get out of
He
here.
tried
I'm
to
sorry.
trick him. He tried to mentally, you know what I'm saying? He tried to Jedi
goes-
mind trick him.
He goes, we'll get him next
He goes,
time.
you want me to leave?
I'm gonna leave on my terms.
He goes, we'll get him next time, and he leaves. And then the host comes out. The video's long, but his thing's only like 3 minutes. The next 5 is the host coming out and just torching him. He's like, you see him lose the confidence. Just keep overdoing it on a TV taping for something. Damn, it was vicious.
Oh, my God.
Dude, I'm going to get out of here has got to be the most defeating thing you can say on stage. You go, you know what?
I'm going to head out.
I got to get out of here.
But right after you goes, you ain't get me off stage. Man. I've
That's the
been
funny
through worse
part.
shit than this. He
The
goes,
setup.
you know what?
Funny
I'm
part.
like, I remember at Uptown Comedy Store here, Crazy Sam's show, I remember saying, and I wasn't paid yet, but I said the line when the crowd was like not liking me.
Oh, you got my
I was
money?
like, I don't give a fuck. I already got my money. This don't mean shit to me. I go, so I'm doing the show no matter what. And then it's here, boom, ding, bing, boom, ba-doom, ding, bing, bing. And I'm like, they put the music on, and Crazy Sam comes up to me and he goes, it's my first time meeting him. He goes, hey, man, he goes, don't worry about it, man. Shit happens. It happens. Don't worry about it. I go backstage and he goes, yo, if that motherfucker gets paid, I'm whooping somebody's ass up in here. I'm like, oh, that's not the same guy that just talked to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Wow.
a different guy.
He
I
seemed
seen
different.
him in L.A. a few years ago, and he's just like he ain't got no dreads, got a bald head. He's like a monk.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like
Crazy Sam.
He goes,
And it was no crazy left.
He goes, I'm peaceful, Sam.
Yeah,
I'm actually I'm even balanced.
I'm Zen
Sam.
Stan.
Yeah.
Zen Sam. You
I'm
know
Zen
what I'm saying?
Sam.
He's like, how
Yeah.
you doing, brother? You know,
I'm Sam I stay.
I was like, man,
Dude. It's always crazy when you see these real maniacs that you start out with, and then 10 years later you see them, and you're like, you're all calmed down.
Oh,
It's aging in
you're
general.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
You're often doing much better.
you leveled out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit, it all caught up. Good
I
for
heard he
you.
punched somebody in, and he's huge.
Yeah.
I heard he punched somebody in the face, and he's big. So, but I heard when he punched him on the way back, they said you could see his hand swelling. That's something else right there. That's next level.
As
And
you
the
pull
thing
your
is,
head back?
when you was in there, you like when he talks to you or whatever it is, like he'll say, "Yeah, I ain't get my money," and he be like, "Hey, nobody get it," and you know that he's dead serious.
Yeah.
About and you ain't even gonna go like, "I'm sorry,
Oh, they
can
didn't
I
give
get
me my money.
You don't, huh?
They didn't give me money.
Oh, of course not.
I remember Kareem. Actually, you'll remember this because Kareem's one that made me. I wasn't overthinking it. That the lady who was in charge of paying you wouldn't come out and pay me. And you'll remember when I said this, and because me and Kareem lived near each other at times, so I'd see him, and I was like. Yeah, and then I was like, hey, I'm supposed to, Smiley's supposed to pay me. And he was like, yo, you got jumped by a girl. They had to keep coming out saying, Smiley said you're not going to be paid tonight.
Smiley.
A little tiny girl named Smiley.
Oh, my God, dude. That's so fucking funny.
And
just a cute nickname.
I think I might have saw it. Was she a light-skinned girl?
Yeah, real tiny. She used to run that Uptown Comedy.
Yo, I seen her in my building right now. She works on the bottom floor, and she does colonics.
What? Nice.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well,
She's like, you come by anytime. I'm not
I should
you
come
in my
through.
booty.
Yeah,
You
you're going to wash me out?
You gotta be anonymous to go in my booty.
I'll come through. I'll be like, hey, remember me? You shoved it in my ass back in 1999.
Now
It's
you want to
crazy
clean me
is-
out again?
Yeah, it's crazy that 23 years later you're pulling all this shit out of me instead of stuffing it into me with your bullshit.
Smiley.
Hilarious how time changes everybody. He's a monk and she's a shit flusher.
But even, you were saying about Dan, you intern at Ron and Fez. I remember doing Ron and Fez, and Dan was the guy that come and got me.
Yeah,
where he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, come on to the studio. And then
get you the waters and stuff.
and then
all that shit, yeah.
and then you're on, and then
Great waters.
I got unbelievable. So cold, crisp.
Haven't gotten water
And
that
then-
good. Haven't gotten water that good since Dan Perlman.
And then they don't even have water over there anymore.
I went straight to the well.
Yeah.
Scooped it out of the well.
But then it's funny to be.
Where's Dan? He's at the Springs. He'll be back in a minute.
And then you fast forward, and I did a small part on season 2 of Flatbush, and you see Dan directing the episode, holding the sides, and it's like
It's awesome,
he's
though.
still leading you to a place, but it's your mark.
Yeah.
He's like, cool. So be right here, and then the camera's gonna come around, and you're like, do you have any water? Yeah. Hey Dan, do you got
what's
any of
funny?
those small bottles of water on
Seeing
you?
people go through that because when we were both out watching Nate direct Vecchione's special,
so funny.
but the thing is like. You
Nate.
see it and it looks right because like the knees crossed like this and he's got the headset on.
Yeah.
And he's watching, but it's 2 seconds. You just go like, if you tap him on the shoulder, you go, dude, this guy says McDonald's sucks. He goes, McDonald's rules, man.
Hey, what? That's crazy.
He'll take it off and stop directing. Y'all
And Nate,
nuts.
he says Applebee's appetizers are fucking dog shit. It's like, who said that?
Who said that?
Hold on.
Hang on a
Cut the
sec.
camera off.
Yeah, because when you know people for so
Hold on.
long, it's funny to just see you guys
Switch.
know them.
Right?
You know?
Yeah, you know them from a different
Because you're like,
place.
oh yeah, I don't fucking.
I even felt funny. Judd Apatow, when I met him the first several times, was only in stand up because he started doing stand up at the after they did Trainwreck a lot at the Cellar. So I'd see him, and then when they did Crashing, and he directed the first episode that I was on, it was weird seeing like as a director I was very back to like intimidated. I'm like, that's fucking Judd Apatow director, where I'd have like pleasant just like. Bullshit conversation,
Right, he was
bullshitting
just-
with him
he was just a
conversation.
guy
Like,
going
like,
up,
oh
yeah.
wait, no, that's the fucking famous director Judd Apatow doing
Yeah,
that.
Right,
That was
you just
wild.
see him in his element.
Yeah.
Man about his business.
Changes
now.
it.
Yeah, he's like, let me show you how I direct. Did he? Just personal thing, because I know you and Pete were friends in the pilot.
Did he make fun of me for being Jewish to get me to that place?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
But wouldn't that be awesome to
That
get
would
me to
be
that
great.
place?
I love that director thing. It was like, we got to get you to that
gotta get you
place.
to that
It's
place.
unusual.
When you in the pilot, did you go out for the character named Jay? Was there a character named Jay?
It was me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like, did they put the real like what happened between you two as like friends?
Yeah.
In the
With
pilot.
Pete. Yeah. That's the whole thing that I was like helping him get into the clubs and stuff. But he put in. It was funny, and then Kurt didn't get his part. Greer Barnes got Kurt.
Oh, yeah. we had a couple of those. Yeah.
Oh.
Where it's like awkward because you named the character after the
That's
person.
gotta be-
They stopped doing it. When I came in for a character, it wasn't mine. And then when I got it, the lady, because that's the same casting people who made me the thing in Hustler.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean? But they told me afterwards, they were like, "Oh yeah, that's like they changed the names in the script for the audition for the sides, so people didn't feel nervous they were coming in for themselves, or
That's gotta be
bummed out if
crazy.
they didn't get their own part."
Or to know, like, if we're to name a character Yamanika and just send it out to people. It's
That's
like,
so
anybody
funny.
doing it is like, what am I doing? Like, why would I bother doing this? Yeah.
There's a lot of those stories of people like Ben Bailey always told me one that he's like lost parts when, or like even voiceover stuff where it's like looking for a voice in the vein of Ben Bailey from Cash Cab, and then he doesn't get it.
That is brutal.
I've taped for several like stand-up comedians my age named Dan or Dave and not gotten it. Like at least 3.
That's so fucking funny to be. I mean, people when you get an audition like that, and if it's based on you, just reading through it, and you're like, wait, this is me. I think I'm auditioning for me.
Yeah, you read it,
And then you
it
don't get it?
It's Roy. pervy, fat scumbag comedian who. I'm like, I guess I could get myself there to be this guy, but
I'm gonna have to go full Daniel Day-Lewis.
You get the wrong script and it says your name.
That's crazy. You bomb as you.
Oh, yeah.
Some people
do.
Man. Yeah, some people really get in their heads.
Yeah,
Like Kareem always like amps up a little bit
Yeah.
from him, but some people, really like shut down some comics.
The
who
funny
we know
thing
are
is, like
so
some
funny.
of the lines we use from the pilot, from the web to the to the script, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I said all this.
Yeah.
That's so funny. You
I
don't
couldn't
remember.
remember none of this.
You
stuff.
didn't
I was like,
remember.
I don't-
He called me after. He's like, "Can you send me that thing? Because I don't remember what I said."
Yeah, I had no idea because it was, it was off the head.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like it's in the universe.
Yeah.
It's not, you know what I'm saying?
How has it changed from going? You start as a web series, and then it goes into season 1, and now you're in season 2. So now the Showtime believes in you. So
Sure, yeah.
Is it easier? Was it easier season 2 than season 1 because you had season 1 under your belt?
It was definitely easier. Like the whole, I think all the production stuff was way easier, just because we learned like
How to go through it?
how to go through it and how to work with everybody, and then you have more trust with like the cast and stuff, and so everyone's played off each other, and so all that stuff is less of a mystery. Because when we're doing it before, it's like we haven't
proven yourself.
proven ourselves, and also we don't know. Like we're just sort of writing it all blindly and then casting it, and it's straight to series. So it's like we could be an episode in and realize like, oh, we got that one wrong, and then you just have. You just have to, tough it out or save it in the edit. But no, I think it was way easier. And then Showtime was always pretty hands off with notes.
Really?
So, yeah, at least in the first season. In the second season, I think they started noting a little more. But honestly, I understood most of the ones they got. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely easier across the board.
Season 3, you're like, we're coming for money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kareem's holding out for fucking that France cash.
Budget. Yeah.
Like I want a trailer in my house.
Kareem, I remember the first day you were on set. It was such a comic thing. You knocked on my door and you were like, "That craft services, is it cash only or do they take cards?" And I was like,
I swear to you, I believe you. Because I'm saying, me and Kareem, very similar thing. We're around the same age, and we also had like it was a journey, like comedy of like getting there was a journey. So there is, like I said, I just did that Burt Kreischer thing
That
this weekend,
naivete.
and every time they pull it out, I'm like, this is for us for free.
Do I get to
I don't
sleep
want
in?
nothing.
Yeah,
They go, we're private jetting you to the next city, and you go, I'm not fucking coming off that kind of. Are we breaking that down 8 ways? Like, no, it's covered. Like,
"That's
I'm like, I'll just ride with the bus.
It really
wait a
is.
minute.
It really is like orphans getting like the daddy Warbucks, where you're like, "Do I sleep? I sleep in the bed."
right." And then the actors come in and they're like, "We're out of shrimp!" Like they're like freaking out.
Yeah, dude,
So the comics are just like,
Season
"I get
one of-
these M&Ms."
Season
for
one of
free." It's like-
season 1 of Billions, I would take like the lunches home. I would like have a lunch, and then I would have one where I'd be like, it was really amazing food. Season 1 was different than season 2. Season 1 they had crazy good food, and I was like, well, I'm taking this home. I'm not gonna fucking let
We had
this
an
go.
ice cream truck.
Yeah,
We had an ice. I was like,
I got it for you guys.
It was
That was
Yeah, they do.
It wasn't
do shit
God.
like that.
I mean, it's still a miracle to me.
I've done this for you. Overlord goes, everyone know what I've done for you.
It was Van Leeuwen too. I mean,
Hell yeah.
everybody was
That's
happy.
That's high
fucking
end.
And then it had crepes too, right? The crepes.
Yeah,
They had like
yeah.
a crepe truck.
Like,
It was.
they would do these things season 1 where they'd be like, you're going to eat this wrap that we got from Connecticut, right? And I would talk to the prop guy, and I'd be like, how many wraps do you have? And he'd be like, it's like 16. And I'd be like, are we going to go through all of them?
Throw a couple aside from
Dude, I swear to God, I go, are you going to throw them out? And he goes, well, yeah, probably. And I was like, can I have? Like, those are good wraps. And he was like, yeah, dude. And they're like, they don't find it charming. They're like, what?
How poor are you?
I'm not good at the way I overthink. I can't believe.
Overthanked. It's so funny. You're
I
like,
overthink because I'll be like, hey, I go, do you guys know, is like there a place around here where I can go get like cigarettes or something? And they go, we're going to send a runner to go get you cigarettes right now. And I'm like, no, I'll go get no, we're going to have you here, and like we're going to go send a runner.
You know, we're not used to being catered to.
I go, and then I start doing. I start going. I guess get me like 3 packs, and they go,
What are you doing?
we're sending a runner to get them for you, and they come back with 3 packs. You're like, is this coming out of my pay?
Yeah.
because you know what happens? The second you're going to adjust to that is the second you're back
take
at
it
fucking
away.
Bananas, and they're like no green room. You got to sit in the bar. And you go, what? And you go, but I'm early.
You can go to
They
Medieval Times across the street if you want.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wait it
You
out.
guys sit in the audience as
Yeah.
your
Did you bring
audience.
7 people? You go, I'm the headliner.
No, yeah, they got me like an assistant this season, and when they got that, I was like, I don't have anything. I said to him, I was like, I have nothing for you to do. I'm not gonna
free money, bro.
And then. Like 2 weeks in, I was like, Donovan! I can't.
Donovan, where's my laundry?
I was going to say also, he goes, do you call this a crease?
Yeah. Donovan.
I don't know where you come from. Maybe that is a crease.
Donovan,
I don't know.
I'm wearing the slacks you picked up. I'm going to give you a chance to tell me what's wrong with them.
I like to picture you pantsless. What was a guy in Casino?
Yeah.
Like you're walking around pantsless with the sock garters on, and you go, oh, okay, time for set. Put on my fresh slacks.
It's interesting that you're sitting, but I'm standing. We can switch that.
Donovan, you probably know this. Around this time, I get really hungry. And when I'm hungry and I don't eat, I get angry. Yet you don't seem to have me a fresh tuna fish sandwich that
You
I
don't
like so
seem to
much.
care.
Why don't you care, Donovan?
what is it
Do you not
called?
care about this show?
You had assistant. We had, was it PA? Is it
Yeah,
PA?
PA's the ones that'll fuck you up because we moved. They'll go get you coffee, and it's the same thing Jay's talking about with the runner. Where you're like, I can go get the coffee, and they're like, no, you can't leave set. We're waiting.
And I say
I know,
things
it's
like,
uncomfortable to me too. Also having to tell somebody to do something that I know I can do.
but when they also go, I'll get it for you, I go like, I'll say things like, no, it's like a chai latte I get, so it's like $5.
Yeah. and
I'm like,
it's
this
like
isn't like a cup
Crafty.
of coffee I'm getting like a $5 thing. And they're
Crafty's like next door, and they were like, "You want anything from Crafty?" I'm like, "I'll go get the." I used to, honestly, I still got shit from Crafty in my house from season 1.
That's so funny.
And I know,
salami roses.
That's so funny.
fucking-
He's got a Twizzler.
Like
He's got a big jar of Twizzlers.
It's
that he's
I
still-
think Crafty literally wakes up the kid in you. Remember when you was a kid, you just candy store. You get now it's all free.
You would never purchase
like, I
nerd
know-
ropes ever.
And I know Kareem would run to the candy store because then we'd hear on the thing and a PA would run by being like, we lost Kareem. And I was like, we didn't lose Kareem.
So fun.
Go check the gummy bear section.
Yeah, he's in a sea of mini Oreos.
Hey, but you also don't realize, like, small shit that we would just do ourselves, that you would just do yourselves, you can get in trouble. Like, I moved my mark one time. Just on my mark, I moved it. And they're like, don't you fucking touch that. There's a guy in the union that does that. And I'm like, I'm just moving it an inch up. And they're like, yeah, don't touch it.
How about the rule of when you go on, like, I know this gets broken a lot, but I've seen people take it seriously. When you're on the union breaks, like when they're at lunch, if you go like, hey, I was thinking when we come back, I should go. They go,
Don't talk about it.
What? And you go, you're not allowed to talk about the show. I'm like, I was just gonna say, would it be funny if I said, I'm trying to eat my bologna sandwich.
They're like, noise.
And he's like, and you just go, you're eating cereal, man. I just want to wrap. He goes,
And then just some old New Yorker comes up. He goes, you just broke section 130. He goes, you understand that now the Teamsters get twice the money, you fucking idiot.
We had that guy at the front desk with a pants full of balls.
Yeah.
He had a pants full. You know, old dudes have a pants full of balls.
Oh, Vinny?
Pants full of balls.
Dude, I walked in to shoot that
belts
day.
up here.
I had that, and I felt like it was a mafia setup because you guys were by that graveyard.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I
we're
showed
right
up
across the street from a cemetery
from the
where everyone who worked on season 1 is buried. Yeah.
and just that old guy sitting in the front, and I walk in and I was like, "Hey, man, I'm just trying to look for this room." And it's like Goodfellas where he tells Sarah to go get a jacket. He's like, "Yeah, go down there." I'm like, "What?"
He's like, this guy Vinny, he's like 85. He's literally in his 80s. He's like, I think he's almost 85 years old. He goes hunting like every couple weeks. He'll always
got a few gold chains.
Yeah, some gold chains. Yeah, he's always got
connected.
Old school, you know.
He's got some
mafia energy.
crazy story. I was just like, "How was your weekend?" He's like, "I went to dinner. Me, my wife, 5 lesbians. 5." I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Out of this world. He got the out of this world story.
We also said the funny thing is too, when like you guys know, like the crew now, 2 seasons, and even if it's like whenever you're working together that closely, like it's like Stan coming on set was the same thing. Like when you go anywhere where everyone else knows, like,
Dude, I'm telling you right now.
I was this weekend. I just had that because I said Shane and Mark Norman, the other guys who were on that Burt tour, have toured with Burt a bunch, so they know his crew. So they come over and they go, "Hey, this is Andrew. He's the one that does all the social media. Hey, Andrew, say hi to Jay, you fucking queef jerk off asshole." And you have to be like, "Andrew, it's a pleasure to meet you. You're a very nice person. I
look forward to
Keep it professional.
And that guy comes over to me, and he's nice, and while he's showing you, he goes, "Look, I made this thing for you. I cut this up so you can use it for your social." Like, dude, that's so sweet. I go, "Hey, dildo, did you fucking cut the video together yet?" And you're like,
It's so funny when
"Sorry you have to deal with that, Andrew." Andrew? I don't know you like that yet.
And that's the perfect way to talk about it because they've done a whole season together. And so I showed up just day of, and they like moved me to the end of the day. So I was just hanging out at the studio, and in the hallway, you'd hear like Dan and Kevin joking around with like hair and makeup or stuff. And then I would open it and it would go quiet, and they'd be like,
"This is the key grip. He's so gay for Perlman."
But then I would open.
Okay, that's cool, man. I don't have a problem with that.
It would sound like a house party, and then you'd open the door, and they'd go quiet, and they're like, "We're not ready for you yet." And I'm like, "Oh, all right, I'll just go back in his room."
Music playing in the hallway.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
It's a party, and as soon as you open the door, it's
Done.
Someone
Everyone's
having to be official.
people wiping the walls, faking.
I think I still have that video on my phone of someone who has to be professional, and you just see him not. Which I think I showed you this video a while back.
Which one?
I did some festival in Toronto, a Rob Mayu thing, and this girl was supposed to pay. I had to get to the airport, and we were at the last thing of the festival was Ludacris was performing outside this thing. Do you remember this story?
No.
This girl, and I was like, hey. My flight's leaving in like an hour and a half. Like I have to fucking get out of here. She goes, "Oh my god, let me go get your money." This is when you like needed the money. It couldn't be like send it to me. I'm like, no, I gotta get that check. Right. She goes, "Okay, shit, I'm so sorry. I know you gotta go. I'm gonna go get that check for you." And then like 10 more minutes of like waiting there. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, where is this lady? And then Rob Mayer just pushes me, points to the stage, and she on the stage with Ludacris like shaking her ass. I was like, yo,
on the side of the stage.
Yeah, so
you're holding.
I swear to you, she was kind of like she's like, oh, yeah, one. She's giving the 1 minute finger. Like,
You're holding your carry on and a backpack.
Dude, I had all my luggage with me.
Yeah.
You got the neck pillow.
She's up there going, throw them bows.
You're not exactly. It was like, move, bitch. She was doing almost a choreographed dance,
and you're crumbling inside.
I'm like, I just need this. Probably not that much money.
Please. Yeah, dude, that sucks. That fucking sucks when people don't want to do the job because they're like, you're ruining my fun.
Should we take a break and come back and ride this thing out?
Yeah, I forgot that the second break's the longest break.
Yeah, that's the long one.
Dumb. We got Kareem Green and Dan Perlman hanging out from Bushwick Misdemeanors, streaming
Flatbush
Misdemeanors, streaming now. I looked down and read wrong.
He's on the show.
I'm on the show. And I'm going to tell you right now, they didn't treat me well. And that's why I'm dive bombing this.
Then we're going to get into the second
Crown
part.
Heights mistakes.
Yeah, he goes, it's
the set abuse.
From a story of felonies.
You can also catch him on Millionaires.
Yeah, I got written off that show because I refused to call the show by its real name. Flatbush Misdemeanors, both seasons streaming now on Showtime, Amazon Prime, and Hulu. We'll be right back. It's The Bonfire with proper names. I got that right.
And now, back to The Bonfire with Big J. Okerson and Dan Soder.
Yo, R. Kelly got more years than Ghislaine Maxwell.
Crazy. He got 10 years.
The system is not. The system is set up against the black man. It's official.
Yeah, it is. Guys, wait a minute.
She had 20.
Some evidence
She
is
got
starting
20.
to pile up.
You know the funny thing? I just seen the guy who got out for shooting. I think it was Reagan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
he's free.
I would think you'd be in
there
jail
for
for the
life?
rest of your life.
Shooting the
for
president?
Shooting the president.
Shooting at the president?
Yeah, like you got.
I think John
Die,
Lennon's
maybe.
killer's up for parole.
David Chapman.
Mark David Chapman.
Mark David Chapman.
They'll never let that guy out. But that guy who shot Reagan, he was just trying to impress Jodie Foster.
He really was.
Yeah, dude. He just saw. He just.
You didn't know that?
That's really.
No.
She hated Reagan.
No, she was in Taxi Driver. You ever see that movie? So
De Niro?
it's like De Niro and Jodie
She's
Foster.
like a 14-year-old. She plays a 14-year-old prostitute in that Taxi
Right,
Driver.
and so then the De Niro character is like a psycho and is trying to get another girl's attention by shooting the presidential candidate. So this guy watching the movie is I'll get Jodie Foster's attention by shooting the real president. Wow. And it worked in a way.
Turned her
She got her
lesbian.
attention. Yeah.
Got the attention.
Turned her into a
prison.
full-blown lesbian. That's
So
why
that's
when he
pretty
found
cool.
that, when she came out of the closet, he had to be like, shit.
What?
You could have dropped that hammer a couple years ago.
Oh my god.
Hey, Jode, I got my ass whooped by Secret Service.
Yo,
Cause
Jodes.
Hey, Jodes.
You know what?
We need to talk, Jody.
Could have told me you were questioning it.
You need to do one more thing.
Yeah.
You
Jody?
turn full lesbian.
Jody, I need one mission out of you.
Yeah.
In trying to make sense of this, I have to say it's because R. Kelly is the Jeffrey Epstein of his story.
And Ghislaine was
And Ghislaine was like
she was the backup singer.
Yeah.
But Epstein was major. He had a whole island.
There's no way he would have gotten more than 30
He would
years.
have gotten life, probably.
Who, Epstein?
Yeah.
No, you know the funny thing? The first time he got like
Completely off.
like work release.
Yeah.
Could go
But
home.
they found out why. But they found like it's all exposed as to why, so that's not going to happen again. Do you know what I mean? No one gets that kind of treatment twice when he gets exposed.
He got because then the first time he
Publicly
got out,
exposed, yeah.
there was like a celebratory dinner with like a bunch of famous
yeah.
people going to his like Fifth Avenue house.
Oh, yeah.
being
That's
congrats.
crazy.
The first time he got off?
The first time he got released.
2011
But the
was
first
it?
one.
Yeah, it was like a bunch of. It was like Woody Allen was there.
Yeah,
like
I remember that.
Woody Allen?
Katie
Yeah.
Couric and
That's hilarious. Woody
Matt
Allen.
Lauer.
I mean, that makes
everyone
sense.
terrible.
He's like, well, it looks like the cow's making milk again.
I believe a Chelsea Handler was there also.
Oh my God!
Whoa.
He put the bug
Cow's
in his
making
ear.
milk again.
Guys,
They was celebrating with the pedophile.
the dairy is back open.
Oh, my
I'm going
God.
for small in Asian. I would like some milk.
Was it known sex offender Jim?
Damn, Bezos, Musk.
Hell yeah.
Damn, dude.
What's
I wonder
next?
how she
Pete
get 20 years
Davidson.
after all those girls.
Yeah.
I would think it'd be like at least 5 years or 10 years for each
Dude, the most
girl. type of
awkward thing they described when the one girl described like them awkwardly, like Jeffrey Epstein and her trying to awkwardly have a threesome with her, and she was like sitting in between them, and she goes, and they both just grabbed a tit. Just being sitting in the middle, just two hands coming like this from other people. You're like, okay.
Oh.
So, is this a sequel or a remake?
So this
Okay,
whole island is
okay.
yours? And he goes, why don't you look at me? He's trying to kiss her. Over
Yeah.
here. Hey, look over here.
He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna. No, I'm okay. That's so fucking
I'm
weird.
ahead.
So R. Kelly got 30 years.
Really?
Suspended sentence.
And
Get
this
back
is
to
his,
singing.
This is his second time too.
Yeah.
Like, because the first one he
paid
had
off.
official evidence,
Yeah, he paid that
video
off. though.
evidence.
He paid it off. Is there money you'll accept to have your daughter walk away from a P tape? I don't know. I don't think so.
I heard by the time the case got to trial, she was eligible.
He's like, so really?
She's 23 now.
I timed it out.
You know what I'm saying? She's 23 now.
He's
I
like,
would've
Your
already
Honor,
paid her.
Your Honor, do you
Is
believe
it
in
really?
time travel? Then what are we doing here?
Damn, if you're gonna get now you're not gonna get the money. If you're somebody else he got now, like that girl got all the money to be quiet, and then it all came out anyway.
It's funny and
Who? The P one?
The original girl, yeah, that family got all the money, I think.
But there was a few in that video. One was a P girl, and the other ones was, I guess, just underage and no P.
If you,
It's so fucking.
Yeah.
By the way, how illegal
is
child
that a dry?
pornography?
They call that a dry run.
yeah.
How
The
illegal
warm-ups.
child pornography is? It was just sold on the street
What?
for a couple months when the R. Kelly tape came out.
Oh yeah, I had one.
I had one too. And
I had
then-
a bootleg.
We got him. Move.
Yeah, we were early 20s. I didn't overthink that, but
But
it's
in our
fucking
minds,
crazy.
in our minds, that wasn't child pornography. It was R. Kelly breaking the law. It wasn't like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
I know, but
we
it's
didn't
like-
equate it to that.
But it's so crazy that no one got in trouble for like just doing it on this, like selling it on the street. Of like
Yeah.
it is child porn. Like
yeah,
putting a picture of a naked kid and sending it to somebody else is
That's it.
That's child porn
That was
already.
It was
Yeah.
in the 90s, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It was like
yeah.
pre. So it was like pre.
Well, it was
pre-internet.
early
Yeah.
2000s when the tape came out.
Okay.
Because I was in New York already.
and I knew this dude from Chicago too, and I was like, take this to Chicago.
Show them what he's doing.
Yeah, I gave it to him because also too in my mind, I'd be like, I can't have this shit around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just, it's like you want to see it, but you don't want to.
It was a one watch, and you go like, oh fuck, he's peeing.
like, he
oh
did
shit,
it.
Oh,
Jesus,
he
yep,
did
that's
it. Doing it, yeah.
Because you want to
Yeah.
see, is it him? You want to see, did he do it?
Yeah, but
is the
there's
girl
not-
really young?
There's not a lot of like rewatch of like, oh, I wonder if there's something I missed the first time.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh,
pretty much
yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
no, I
get
followed the stream the whole time.
Yeah, and it was the stream,
I followed it the whole time.
and it was a long pee too.
Yeah.
It was a morning piss.
It was a feature. Yeah.
It was
it wasn't a short.
We just watched it recently too, but that's just the funniest. Still is Chuck Berry
Yeah.
farting in the girl's faces video. When he was a freak, Chuck Berry. They found his videos just farting in prostitute faces, and they're like, oh god, and he's like, yeah, take that fart.
Suck on my
That's
fall.
hilarious.
The way he says
Where's
it.
that at?
He's like, it's on.
I'll
Mom.
watch that.
Yeah, everyone's of age, so
Because
you're not
I
in
watched
trouble.
that for the facial expressions of the women.
And he lets it loose. She's
Gotta
like,
get that fart.
suck on my fart.
Oh, that's hilarious.
She was-
And I feel like there's no harm, no foul.
Like, how much are you paying me again?
no foul.
No harm, no foul.
What are we basing?
Because guess what? We've all smelled farts.
Yeah.
His was just a direct.
Is
shot.
a direct face
Bullseye.
blast of fart
Yeah.
assault? I wonder if that's assault. Assault.
I think you got a new
That's
video
if there's-
series.
It's only assault if no funds are exchanged.
Yeah.
She's like, so are you gonna sing Johnny Be
Oh, this is
Good
what?
or?
This is it?
Yeah.
She goes, were you really born deep down in Louisiana?
Yeah.
How do you get your hair straight like that?
You guys might You guys might not know this song, but your kids are gonna love it. The Sex Act,
In the late
you might
80s.
not like it, but your kids are really gonna love it.
Marvin.
It was found
It's
in leaks.
Marvin Berry, your cousin.
Remember that
Stop
thing?
farting. He goes, come on, Marvin, don't call me now. I'm having one of my fart
Berry.
sessions.
He goes, I don't want this is the sound.
Oh yeah, it's right. He hid cameras in the bathrooms at his restaurant also
That's so crazy.
to watch buttholes and
So is it? Oh, this.
yep.
Right. The only caption
That
of
was
a
rich.
fart.
That was rich.
Yeah, that's a good fart too.
Oh, I'm gonna watch all of them. Where's
If you're gonna pop a fart off, you want it to make the noise.
But you know when y'all said it to me, I
how-
thought they knew the fart was coming.
No,
Oh,
he just does it.
The surprise part.
Look at his eyes. He goes, "Did I fart in
He's
your
like-
face?" He said it. Did I fart in your face?
And then he says, I like to do that.
I like to do that. Yeah, guy's got a history.
Yeah, 'cause you don't
Where's
wanna-
that at? Where's that on YouTube?
it was on like E
It's
Fucked.
yeah, if you look at any porn site, I'll have it.
Oh, okay.
But if you you don't want to you don't want to dog you
Let me
don't wanna-
log that. Gotta log that there.
you don't want to you don't want a dog fart in a lady's face. You want it to pop. You don't want it like a tss. You want
Oh
like
no. No, you need a.
Oh yeah, if you
need a blaster.
If you have a kink, it's not for a softie to come out. Yeah, it's definitely like a.
you don't want the hot air to go.
Yeah, that's funny. If you be like, damn.
Damn, shut up. She goes, "Oh my god, that's really smells." And you go, yeah, I know, it's quiet.
He goes, I know, but can you put your face back there? Because I got to give it one with sound now.
Hold on, push my cheeks together, and then give it a kiss.
We need to get that friction.
Yeah, I need you to push it through these fucking.
We need
fat
resistance for the sound.
I mean, I got to imagine though, in the '60s, as a black dude with that kind of like the power he had,
That's
like
what I
from
thought,
being
too.
that famous, and just really cracking ass in a bunch of dumb white bitches' faces, a real get back for the '50s and '40s of his life.
Cheeks. On
Oh,
the-
no.
Martin Lu-
This is, and it's a better way to go than the Cosby route.
Sure.
Of like knocking them out. Here
Yeah,
they're
give them
awake.
some money.
You give them the money.
Blast
Here's
them
your
out.
money, but I'm going to treat you like fucking garbage.
Were they all
Fart in your
prostitutes
face.
or were they just?
He says all hookers. Yeah. yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah, when
okay.
they're leaving, counting their money, talking to their pimp, cutting them out, he goes, "So what was Chuck Berry like?"
Well, the extra,
Well,
you know where this
farted in
extra,
my face.
this extra 50 came from?
Sorry, you're not getting this, Poo Poo Bear.
Gotta give-
This is mine.
Telling your kink to a hooker or anybody just the first time's got to be, if it's like that outlandish,
Farting?
me having to break
No,
to
but he
Christine
never
that I'm
told
super.
him.
No, I know what I'm
That's
saying,
the
but if you
secret.
have to say your thing ever, it's got to be just like to a hooker or even someone you like. He goes, all right, it's gonna be a little weird, but like I need you to put your hand in my butt, or I can't really get hard.
Can you call me? Can you call me Sergeant?
Yeah.
But I think it would.
Forever
I think it
isn't
would
stupid,
go.
I
How
know.
much for? How much for your hand in my butt?
Oh yeah, if you're
How
asking
much
a
for you?
prostitute,
Yeah, how
for sure.
much for?
How
is
much
so
for
funny.
you to tickle my tank?
But that must have been impossible back then because you couldn't communicate online or apps or find other people who were into it.
No, that's
So
when
you
they
just
were
had to-
bent over into the Cadillac. That's when they're leaning over into the Cadillac, and he goes, "I'm gonna fart in your mouth." How much for that? And she goes, "All right, I'll get in."
Or do you think he?
So it's like a big swing.
Yeah.
It's a big Mark McGuire swing. Open.
Do you think he makes it a bunch of like hypothetics first? He was like, he goes, "You're a prostitute, huh?" I go, "That's cool." He goes, "What would you do? Like, how much would you charge if a guy was like, you want to fart in your face?" She goes, "At least $200." He goes, $200.
That's doable.
Here's
So he starts
400.
looking down. He goes, "How much to fart in your face twice? Was it to be double the price, or while you're already there, could I rip another one?"
Am I just?
I was,
does the-
I was talking to somebody and
I
she
get a
was saying
discount
if
for
it was
two.
the second one, you wouldn't even really charge more. You're already there.
You're already smelling it.
The idea of a meek Chuck Berry doing his first prostitute drive-by, where he goes, "I don't know, I was just, thinking about how cool it'd be if someone let me fart in their face."
Can you imagine that? Chuck Berry fart in your face? It's almost, you should almost pay me.
And then you suck my dick. And
You
then
want a
let me-
rock fart in your face? It's a rock star fart.
Yeah, come on.
I would.
So go
But
with
I
Chuck
think he would
Berry's
ask.
ripping ass in your
He
face.
would ask for something regular, and then when he got him in the room or got him in the back of the car, he'd be like, "For a little extra money."
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, I just want to kiss you and have missionary sex." And then
What-
she gets to the hotel. He goes, "Why don't you lay down in that bathtub?"
Remember the girl?
Want to do a little overtime?
There was a girl on that podcast. that
Time
had
and a
the-
half?
The girl on that podcast that said the thing like, who was it? Odell Beckham, right?
Yeah.
She goes, he wanted me to send a video of me taking a shit, and then he said he would fly me out and whatever. And they were like, it's crazy.
He was taking a
just-
shit on her.
No. She wanted just a video of her taking a shit. And then they were all like, God, like, so gross. Like, I know, right? What kind of shit is that? And they go, so what did you do? I was like, no, I took the video. I'm getting on that plane. I went to the Super Bowl. Like, whatever it was. Like, she just did it. And the girls were like, yeah, bitch. Like, high-fiving her. I'm like, all right.
And that's funny. She don't even like football. She just like the players.
Yeah. She just likes to be there. She's like, I don't know, I'm here.
But I mean, it's so funny seeing a hot girl goes, so I took a dude who won a video so I can get a free flight to the Super Bowl.
Like, I shit for nothing all the time.
I do 2 free poops a day. I do 2 free poops a day. If one of those poops turns into Super Bowl tickets,
that's one of those things where it's like her shitting. It's going to look like anybody else shitting. So why not change that for Super Bowl tickets?
Yeah,
right.
You're not wrong.
If I was her
my shit's taking me places.
If I was her boyfriend and you find out, you're like, that's terrible. But
you got 2 tickets.
Super Bowl is in Miami.
Those girls in that one video. Remember, like I think that went viral. That video. The guy was like, "What?" Getting like a $350,000 car. It's like, "What do you girls do?" It's like, "OnlyFans." And he goes, "Oh, you're doing porn?" And they're kind of like, "No." It's like we sell like pubes and our toenails and shit, like mostly in underwear and stuff, and they make like we're working on a $350,000 car. It's pretty nuts. They're like, the fact that I couldn't imagine what the sexual thing is to go on like, I'm gonna jerk off and look at a bag of this girl's toenails.
But you know the funny thing about that is they could just send you anybody's toenails.
Of course, that's what I would
anybody's pubic.
I would only assume it was a man's like I would assume that they would fuck me over like that.
Look at this hanger.
You're like, this toenail's aggressive.
You're not going to feel. This is an American size 14.
No one's going to feel bad for you when you go. No one's going to feel bad for you when you complain and goes, "Hey, I gave you good money. You sent me a dude's toenails." Like, yeah, talk to HR.
Who can you?
This cup of piss smells like man piss.
He's like, you got to tell your son.
This pube feels like it probably came from your uncle or something.
Yeah. This is an ass hair.
He goes, hold on, come over here. I'm gonna see if this plugs in. It doesn't. You
he goes,
lie.
Get over here, Cinderella. Oh, that doesn't fit at
like,
all.
This doesn't match.
Dude, being that horny though, where you're like, $1,000, you send me some toenails? Oh, I'm such a piece of shit.
That's another fetish.
Yeah, you got a nut.
We know a comic that like spits in his drink. They like spit in their drink.
Yeah,
really? But the most you could dial back to, like, a lot of it comes in the moment of horny, how much you'll dial back, like to, or not even to say, like, dial up to, like, get the thing. You know what I mean? If a girl's like, well, I want to see you wear pants. You know what I mean? Like, where do you?
That's why. Do you guys remember the Oscar De La Hoya pictures that came out of him in lingerie?
Oh, really? Is that what that was?
Yeah, it was like Oscar De La Hoya in like lingerie and boxing gloves, and he's like doing that, and you're like, I bet he was drunk and horny enough that a woman was like, smoking hot Brazilian was like, pull on my underwear, and he was like, all right,
I'll put on panties for Christine, but I'm gonna kill her in those panties.
I'll put lingerie on, as long as I got to check for cameras. But you know what I'm saying? I'll put the lingerie. Like, think about it. If the girl's bad, you'd be like, I ain't got shit to do. Yeah, I'm about to get some pussy.
You want to look like that, Kareem?
Nah, you wouldn't.
Oh, no, I said no cameras.
Yeah, no
I'm
cameras.
not doing cameras.
Here's the reason I wouldn't.
We can't
is
have evidence.
The reason I wouldn't is because I would believe I'd look so ridiculous. She's not going to want to fuck. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's putting yourself too.
You're degrading too much
into I'm unattractive. Like, I don't feel like
I don't love me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fuck this girl.
It's just
good
like
doing
it has
this.
to be.
And
her.
that's not as bad as I thought what it was. I thought it was like a Victoria's Secret.
No, but it has to
still
be
bad.
her turn on to be like incredibly dominant or whatever, and just demean you. And those are like, just tell me my dick is the smallest you've ever seen. Like those.
I get the verbal. I get the like even some of that shit. You know what I mean? Like to make, but the doing it, I still have to feel like I look as good as I could possibly look in the situation. Sure. I can't go to like, well, I remember that girl blew me because I was wearing heels and panties.
Remember I had to wipe that lipstick off my face after she blew me? You're like,
oh man, after you come and you're dressed like that, Oscar De La Hoya goes, okay, so I'm going to go use the bathrooms.
I'm going to head out.
Like he's Wilder.
Okay, it's going to go use the bathrooms now.
Okay, so all the cum came out of me. I'm all done now. Damn, dude.
You got to take a scissors.
Yeah. Okay.
And that first
Neosporin in my buttholes.
Whoever the friend is that has to call him and they go, hey, Oscar, the picture's leaked.
No, she said that was not a real camera.
No, she said there was no film. She said there was no film in that digital camera.
She said she was just testing her friend something different.
No, she said she was going to delete those. Well, they're on ESPN.com.
The shock is always funny. You know those photos that were already on the cloud? Other people have them now.
He goes, Austin, you dress like this? He goes, yeah, for pussy.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the thing. Is there anything you could be shocked by now? After we've seen so much, is there anything that you could be like, oh my God?
Probably someone admit to it, like someone to just be like, if someone was like forthcoming with it, that would shock me. If someone was like one of those preachers that hates gay guys, and finally, like before he gets caught, he goes, "I just have to say it. I'm gay."
Right.
Just that would shock me.
You know what? One kind of shocked me. Remember the Rex Ryan one?
But some of them did.
When he's into feet.
He was into feet. You remember
yeah,
that?
yeah.
So it's like, and they found videos of his wife who had like popular foot fetish videos, and it was clear Rex Ryan was filming it. And so, and they kind of like shamed him for it. But it's like, of all the weird shit, it's just like a guy who's like obsessed with his wife's feet.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Pretty wholesome, actually.
Pretty wholesome.
Who's Rex Ryan?
He used to be
like
the coach of the New York Jets. He's been a defensive coordinator in a bunch. He's the son of Buddy Ryan.
But also if his wife's feet, that's fair.
No,
that's monogamy.
That's what we're saying. It's like he caught a lot of
most-
shit for it, but it's like maybe the sweetest act of the last 20 years.
But it's cool. It's your wife. Anything you do with your wife should be fine.
That's
Marv
what it is. You're
Albert-
like, oh, I love wholesome fetishes.
Marv Albert used to bite hookerbacks.
I remember that.
Oh yeah.
And he'd put on lingerie and just bite bitches in the back, and then they were like,
Right.
he's
All
He
right.
put on lingerie?
Yeah, I think he did.
I only knew about the bite.
yeah, and then he'd be like, yes,
Bite me. Nom, 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 nom.
He snorted.
fuck this hugger. Yeah, dude, you're right. Like a wholesome monogamous thing where it was like, my wife and I enjoy this in the privacy of our own bedroom.
But
Yeah, and then the New York Post headline is like, freak. It's like, that's
Yeah,
fucking-
But
that's
anybody finding out your thing, that's the worst.
But that's the thing. They're trying to make you feel.
You
You know the funny thing? People try to make you feel bad for everything. Though.
Yeah.
If you stink up the bathroom, they'll try to make you feel bad.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's the bathroom.
Yeah, that's what we do.
That's what it's
Yes.
there. That's why
I did
we're
it.
there.
I did everything right.
I went where I was supposed to go.
I did everything
I
right.
didn't stink up the kitchen.
Yeah, I didn't shit in the kitchen like I wanted to.
Yeah, I took it to the bathroom.
Yeah, I
like
did
a
it right.
Maybe
decent,
that sink much bigger.
Yeah, I'm
Give me
like-
more room to breathe.
like a decent fucking man.
Yeah, and now I'm
Now
ashamed for it.
I'm the bad guy now.
I think
know.
the point of all this really comes down to free R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's time to free R. Kelly. The guy
And you know
he
what?
gets it now.
You know what,
Right.
Jay? I'm gonna put it out there. Ghislaine too.
Let's
Get her out.
Free them both.
Well, they're gonna-
Put them on the island.
They're gonna be
Pedophile
free if it's for good behavior, which will be way easier given that there's no children in there.
Yeah, for real. It's just old people.
I don't know. R. Kelly might not because when it comes to being in like labels some type of sex offender in jail, I think prisoners. They don't take kindly to that.
Oh, he's not gonna. He'll never see
won't be
another
in jail.
prisoner.
He got beat up one time, huh?
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna see another prisoner ever. He'll be in segregation for sure.
No, did you see the video where he had this? He sung for someone's. I was talking about.
Oh, they bullied him into doing it.
He sung for some guy's kid.
Sing "Happy Birthday, Motherfucker."
Yeah,
Not that song. Birthday song.
Happy birthday. Like,
He's just holding the phone to it. He goes,
Yeah.
"Sorry, I can't be home. I killed 16 people, but hold on." Sing it.
so if that's a little microcosm of what about the
That's true.
when he go to the big house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because right now
Yeah.
he's not in.
I don't think they're gonna drop him in Gen Pop though.
He's not in the main prison though. He's not in right now. He's in the place you go as you go to trial before you
Rikers, like the
sentence.
Rikers.
It'll be,
Yeah, the Rikers.
The jail.
Yeah, where's he? He's in New York, right? In Brooklyn somewhere.
Is he?
I heard.
Here?
I seen something.
He was
that
getting
said he's
sentenced in Brooklyn. I don't
Yeah.
know where they're sending him.
I
But
felt like I should go there.
I guess I figured he would go to the Martha Stewart version of it.
Yeah.
It's just like
It's the rest of his life.
Yeah.
He'll be 80 at least.
What
when he gets
did he
out.
get? 30? You said?
30 years. It's the rest of his life essentially.
a lot of money and
Does
appeals.
anybody get out?
You've been listening to SiriusXM's Bonfire. New episodes every Tuesday through Friday mornings and full shows always on SiriusXM.